Let me start by clarifying a few facts. This was the result of one can. It was not made for production or sale to general public. It was one post, not a formal campaign or advertisement. Bud Light campaign is easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We should address the situation through the lens of three areas that are very important: our people, our consumers, and beer.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I have another Bud Light update. More and more information keeps coming out about the brand as the days progress, and it seems to go from bad to worse for Bud Light and for Anheuser Busch. And the CEO recently, there was a recording of his sentiments at a meeting, an earnings meeting with investors, and he appeared to distance himself from Dylan Mulvaney. He downplayed the whole thing, basically saying that, look, this is just one can that Dylan posted on social media, and it wasn't even an official campaign. It wasn't like some big advertising campaign featuring Dylan. It was just Dylan on social media. And there is an element of truth to that. But still, Dylan was chosen as a Bud Light partner, as an influencer. There was that bizarre video of Dylan in the bathtub. Totally confusing people, to say the least. So let's get into it. Anheuser-Busch's CEO, Michel Doukeris, addressed the Bud Light controversy on an earnings call with investors on Thursday, downplaying the brand's partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney that prompted a boycott from conservatives. Doukeris told investors that there is misinformation spreading on social media about the company's team-up with Mulvaney. We need to clarify the facts that this was one can, one influencer, one post, and not a campaign, Doukeris said. The CEO said Anheuser-Busch is providing direct financial support to the frontline workers impacted by the boycott, naming delivery drivers, sales representatives, wholesalers, bar owners, and servers. Doukeris said the brewing giant will triple media spending on advertising for Bud Light over the summer, confirming reports that the company is planning a major marketing push to recover its brand. Now, I see that that's the direction they're going in. They want to pay their way out of this. They want to invest their way out of this, put more money into it to kind of rectify the damage that has been done. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily going to solve anything, because it will help maybe work towards changing the image of the brand, because now the beer is basically associated with being gay. It's considered the gay beer now.
Are you drinking Bud Light again?
Yeah, they got a great products and their cans are unmatched from the industry.
You're not you when you drink Bud Light.
What's this? Oh, that's better.
Some people are saying that this was Budweiser's plan all along, and rightfully so. Everyone is talking about Bud Light. We are talking about Bud Light. So again, it's that whole no publicity is bad publicity. Everybody's talking about Bud Light. Was that their plan all along? Some people are saying that, they wanted Bud Light to appeal more to Gen Z and their older audience to go more for Budweiser, their traditional beers, as opposed to Bud Light. This was their plan all along, apparently. But I don't see how losing a lot of money, how investors being affected, shareholders being affected, and then various stakeholders, their distributors, their bars, their breweries, all being affected, losing money. Their vendors are suffering greatly. We saw recently at a Boston Red Sox game, it says Boston Red Sox fans seemingly snubbed Bud Light vendors at Fenway Park on Wednesday, opting to purchase concessions at other stands as the beer brand remains embroiled in controversy over its partnership with transgender TikToker Dylan Mulvaney. We'll take a look at the video here. So nobody's lining up to buy Bud Light. You can't tell me this was their plan all along. I don't think this is what they had in mind.
Guys, this is so funny and bizarre. Look at that. That is the...
I just turned it down because of copyright, but there you go, ghost town. Everyone's lining up with the other vendors, but Bud Light, nobody. Look at everyone looks depressed. You can't tell me that this is what they had in mind when they chose Dylan Mulvaney as a sponsor or as a partner, brand partnership. No way. And the CEO can say, okay, it's just one can. You know, it was just one post. It ended up only being one post because of the backlash. Otherwise, they would have had this person in our face. Every time we log on to Instagram, this person would have been in our face holding a can of Bud Light. It turned out to be one post because it backfired big time. And I'm sure they didn't invest a lot of money, you know, in terms of the marketing when it came to Dylan Mulvaney. I don't know how much Dylan was paid or if Dylan was even paid, because sometimes you don't even get paid. You just, you know, partner with the brand and you get free stuff. I'm inclined to believe Dylan was compensated for this and was set to earn a lot of money. But now, because it has backfired, the CEO seems to be distancing the company from Dylan. Who knows how this is going to work out in terms of the left? How are they going to perceive this? You distancing yourself from Dylan now. You seeming to show regret. You still haven't come out and reaffirmed your allegiance to Dylan. They still haven't done that. So they may start losing the left as well now. Doesn't look good for them. And it's a shame that regular people are suffering from this boycott too, unfortunately. Like he said, frontline workers, vendors, delivery drivers, distributors. These are people whose livelihoods depend on the success of this brand. And unfortunately, they are suffering too, which is why it's so important for companies to know what they're doing when it comes to, you know, entering into the realm of politics, the realm of the culture war, so to speak. They need to know what they're doing and they need to know their audience. Half of Gen Z can't even drink, and you're so worried about Gen Z. Yes, it's important to reach out to the next generation, of course, but they could have done that in so many different ways. There's other influencers who aren't so controversial. There's other influencers who do not mock women. They could have chosen a woman. There's other influencers who aren't so polarizing, who don't alienate your audience. So many. And now you're going back to your roots, which is something that they should never have come away from. So Bud Light remains embroiled in controversy after the brand sent Mulvaney a personalized pack of beer with the influencer's likeness as part of an ad for the company's March Madness contest and to celebrate a year since Mulvaney began identifying as a woman. That was a slap in the face to women too. You're celebrating Dylan Mulvaney's 1 year of so-called womanhood when there's many of us who have been women for thousands of days, thousands upon thousands of days, and none of us get a can. There are many athletes, there are many female celebrities, personalities of various kinds who could have been rewarded for womanhood. So that in itself, you know, going down that route, you're rewarding a person who many consider to be mocking women for their so-called womanhood or even girlhood. But apparently Dylan is coming away from using that sort of language now. So they were giving out free cans as well to distributors as if that's going to make up for all of this and how their livelihoods are suffering now.
So I think it's emblematic of Bud Light not really understanding who their consumer is and alienating. Let's be honest, who was Bud Light going to add by advertising in this manner versus the people that they alienated? Ainsley, they used to make everybody laugh. They used to sell football. They used to sell, partying. They used to sell, let's be honest, humor and also pretty women, right? That was the way you got men to buy beer, and that's none of these things. So I think it's just struck a discordant tone. And if I were in charge of Bud Light right now, and they're trying to do it, I don't know if you saw, they ran a ridiculous country music ad to try to appeal to, I guess, here it is, old school. This is what they used to do in terms of the way to sell, and they've just broken. They've broken their brand, and I think they're in trouble, and I think it's a warning sign to brands everywhere.
You know, all of this just, people are laughing at the situation. They're laughing at Anheuser Busch. They're laughing at the Bud Light brand. That brand has been tarnished now. And they're going to put a lot of money into bringing back the image of the brand, into bringing it back to, in saving its image. They're going to put a lot of money into that. And I don't know if that's the way. An apology would probably be a lot cheaper. It really would. An apology, re-establishing, you know, the values of the brand. As the CEO said, we should just focus on beer. Bringing people together over a beer, that should be our focus. And if that had been the case from the very beginning, if this would never have happened. But they strayed away from that, like a lot of companies are doing now. They're getting into the territory of, you know, politics, culture wars, ideologies, shoving ideologies down the throats of their audiences. But I don't think pouring a lot of money into this is going to fix it. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.